So on this rainy day in Deepcut in early February, I thought I'd shoot this little video here at this location, and I've purposefully chosen to do it from this lamppost so that when the development is finished I can show it from the precise location that I'm at. So what you see in front, let me just get a bit closer. I'll try and go through this fence here, but you can see in the very center of the frame that is the Frog Pub, and all this rubble here where they're carrying out demolition activity, that was what used to be the theatre behind the wire in the Princess Royal Barracks. Now I always pronounce the theatre wrong. I think it's Tela or Tela Theatre that used to be here until literally about 2 weeks ago, and now they've knocked it down, and to a lot of people that'll be quite sad. It is to me actually. And while of course we've got to make way from old to new, the theatre, I remember attending the theatre at the invitation of the camp commander. I think he was a brigadier, if I remember right. I think his name, it was Clive Elderton, his name, Brigadier Clive Elderton, invited me to a Christmas concert at this theatre. And it was remarkable, and I'd only lived in Deepcut probably a few months. I was introduced to the Brigadier by a well-known resident at the time, Shirley Caveney. And yeah, I don't know why, but Shirley took a liking to me, and yeah, we became great friends. I'm still in contact with her from time to time, although she's moved out the area, but she introduced me to the Brigadier, and ever since then I got invited to lots of really cool events at this theatre and other locations like the Officers' Mess and so on, mess dinners and all that sort of stuff. But the theatre, that concert, that very first concert I attended, has always stuck out in my mind, because the Royal Logistics Corps Band, whose base was just behind that rubble behind me over there, the steps that lead up to the RLC band building are still there actually, but obviously the building has been demolished. But yeah, they did this fantastic concert, and I always remember that all of a sudden the lights went off, and then they turned on these sort of blue lights, and the band members had obviously had these sort of fluorescent strips all over their uniforms and on their drumsticks and on their drums, and it all lit up from the fluorescent lights, and they were all perfectly in sync, and it was just a phenomenal event. Now I know that this site here might cause a lot of sadness with some people, especially people who may have served here at Princess Royal Barracks. When I did my photo set of the barracks, literally days before the final soldier left Princess Royal Barracks, who was the quartermaster, a major I believe, they invited me into the camp to photograph it when it was completely empty, and I had unrestricted access to the camp and some of the buildings, and that photo set went viral on my Facebook page, not with local residents so much, although there was a lot of interest from local residents, but more from people who over the years have served here at Princess Royal Barracks. Now the barracks obviously has a bad reputation, rightly so, for some very awful incidents involving recruits here, and sadistic NCOs, and that resulted in a number of what the army called suicides, but campaigners think that there was something more sinister that was going on. That's to be determined, I suppose, but nonetheless, despite those awful incidents in the camp and the bad reputation that Princess Royal Barracks gained, if you look at the photo set that I published, you'll also see that the barracks, for a lot of people who came through here as phase 2 recruits, holds, you know, good memories for them. And you can see, if you go on my Facebook page and find the photo set, you'll see the hundreds of comments from people from all over the world, actually, who had served here as recruits or were staff who were on courses or whatever, and speak about it very fondly. In fact, just beyond that tree in front of me, and you can see the trees in the background there, that's where the water tower was. A very famous local landmark which was demolished recently to make way for the development. But one of the people who came on my Facebook page and saw that photo set said that her husband proposed to her under that tower when they were both recruits here at Princess Royal Barracks. So, you know, there's a lot of personal, very human history to this site. A lot of it unhappy for a lot of people, but also very happy memories too. And I have a reasonable level of confidence that Skanska, the main infrastructure developer here at Mindenhurst, will do a good job of honouring the heritage, the military heritage of this site. You know, we've still got the church there with the St Barbara's Church. You can just make it out there in front of me. Let me just zoom in. That's the Princess Royal, that's the St Barbara's Church there. So that obviously that carries a lot of military heritage. But I believe they are going to be erecting statues and naming streets after certain figures and so on. So I do have a good level of confidence that the developer will honour the military heritage of this site, something which local residents value very much.